First thing that you want to make sure you do is have a good braid down. I did braid my hair a few days ago, so that's why it's a little bit fuzzy, but I just did 6 big braids in the back. I was not even looking in the mirror when I did my part, so excuse the parts, they're not all the way straight. And then I did just 2 small braids in the front for where I wanted my leave out to be. You want to make sure that you're using a cap that you can see through to some extent. So I'm using black. I go back and forth between using black and using brown. It's easier to see if you're using a nude cap, but I just decided to use a black cap today, and I cut my ears out just like I'm doing a wig on the bald cap method. I just feel like it works a lot better this way. I am not a fan of using the liquid cap, so I'm going to be just heavily spraying my cap down with Spritz. You can use Got To Be spray, any type of hard wig spray. You can use Spritz, whatever works for you, but I like to do this instead just because, like I said, I don't like using the liquid cap. It makes my head itch and a bunch of other things. So 2 caps with the Spritz spray is all I use, and it works for me. So you can go ahead and apply that to what works for you. But the normal method that most people do is they use the liquid cap on top of their wig caps. Okay, so after I've dried down the hairspray and everything, I'm going in with a white colored pencil so I could just outline and know where my leave out section starts at. So when I start laying my tracks, I don't go beyond that and end up messing up my base. I leave my wig cap on for my entire process until I'm done at the very end. We are doing Ivy's flip over method. So she makes this little section here with her pencil just so it's clear to see that you will be laying your tracks side to side at this part and not the same as you will with the rest of your head. So you will see exactly what I mean later on, but this is just a guideline so you know not to lay your tracks beyond this point. This is the hair that I'm using. Like I said, it's from the brand Mayde, and this is the wet and curly hair. And I just lay my tracks all the way at the bottom of, where my hairline starts at. I'm not going where the cap ends because it would be just too far. But as you can see, right underneath of my braids is where I lay my first track at, ear to ear. And I lay my tracks about a 1/2 inch apart. You don't want them too close because you will run out of hair. So about a 1/2 inch apart is enough for me. Or if you're doing more bundles, you can put them a little bit closer together. And the whole process of a quick weave is very repetitive. If you're a beginner, you just put the glue on your tracks, put the hair dryer on to heat it up and bond it in, and then you move on. I am using the Salon Pro 30-second bonder glue, good old faithful. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And that's just what I use. So I'm going to be repeating this entire process all the way up until I get to the top. I like to measure out my hair first before I cut it. Then I cut the weft, glue it down, repeat, Okay, so I am going to be leaving the cap on the entire process. That's what works for me. I'm scared to take my cap off before because I've had too many bad experiences where my cap starts to come off, especially when I don't do the liquid cap method in the beginning. And I don't want to risk that. So when I just leave the cap on the entire time, I know that I'm going to have good security. It's not coming off or none of that, because I am literally gluing the tracks on my head until the very end. There's no reason for it to slip off. So if you're following me step by step on this video, then keep your cap on all the way until the end. You will see me pulling out my hairspray every once in a while and spraying the cap in between some of the steps, and that's just to help the track stay on a little bit better. The hairspray kind of just gives it something sticky to stick to, so that's why I am doing that. But again, very repetitive process. I will come back when it's time to lay the tracks differently at the top. Just continue to watch me and see exactly how you're supposed to be laying your tracks. Okay, so once you get to the top, you want to start laying your tracks from side to side, from ear to ear. And that's just because we have this rectangular like shape and it's really hard to do it seamlessly. I do not like doing a bunch of little small pieces when it comes to this part because I don't want to worry about my tracks falling out. But I do leave a little bit of space on the side so I can do one full strip like you just saw me do. If you try to do this all the way up to the top, you just won't be able to. It's just a weird shape to try to fit around. After I lay that one big strip, I do 2 pieces ear to ear to finish out that box. You do not want to put any tracks in that box because we're going to be laying them differently than we did the rest of the head. So for this process right here, this is kind of what makes it Ivy's flip over method, because when you lay your tracks like this, you have a more seamless look and you're not really seeing the tracks at all. And you have the ability to flip over your hair in both directions. So you want to take pieces the size of that little rectangle box. So about 2 inches or so. And you just cut strips the same exact length all the way across and you lay them beside each other. You don't want them too close, but you want them close enough. So when you flip your hair over, it's very seamless. Personally, I think laying the tracks opposite of the hair direction you like to wear it. So I like to wear my hair to the left. So I laid my tracks to the right, like I wanted a right side part, because when I'm done, I'm going to flip my hair in the opposite direction. And you just want to continue to lay the tracks down on both sides until you come to a part where they are sitting together. It's going to look like an invisible part. That's okay. I'm going to show you exactly how to, get away from that at the end. But keep on laying your tracks all the way until they are touching each other. So this is the very last track and I just laid that down and used my hair dryer to glue it down. Before I was all the way done, I just went in and flipped that hair over so I could mold exactly where I wanted it to sit at. And this is what I meant by you're going to mold the hair down how you want it to be. Because the glue is not all the way dry and it's just still a little bit tacky, when you flip that hair over, it's basically going to stick to it. I also go in with my Spritz spray and spray that and just use my hands to lay it down so it's laying down over top of those 2 tracks. And everything's sitting seamlessly, so I went ahead and pulled it up in a bun, got everything out the way so we could cut the cap. And just be very careful with this part. You don't want to cut your hair. And this is what I meant by I like to leave it on until the end because I know it's not going anywhere. As you can see at the front, it's very seamless. This is like my first time doing Ivy's flip over method in a while. I have done it before, but it's been a while. I've been doing it like the girls do on TikTok. But I saw one girl post about this on TikTok and I was like, wait a minute, let me go back and just start doing it back how she did. And it just looks so good. The flip over is so much more seamless. And when you go to comb your hair over, you're not worried about tracks for real. It just looks so much better. So yeah, I definitely recommend this. If you have not seen her videos, please go check out her videos. And I will be putting that in the description box section. I'm using a pencil flat iron for my leave out. I always do. That's what works for me. And my hair stays curled for a long time, like my natural hair. So I don't have to worry about recurling it and things like that. But I take my time on this section and I really curl everything like one time. And then I pull my hair down and rearrange it based off of how it's sitting. I wanted to go for more of like a middle part type of flip over versus the side part. So I styled my hair that way, but you can wear it left, right, middle, however you want. I also wear it with a headband. So that's another reason why I like Ivy's flip over method, because the other ways you kind of got to have your hair sitting on that same side until you're ready to take it out. And this way you don't have to do that. Make sure you keep on watching because in the next step, I am going to be showing y'all what products I use and how I do my edges without using any edge control. I am a perfectionist when it comes to my edges, so I'm going to be sitting on these for a little while. But I like to use the Tresemme Extra Hold Spray. I showed it earlier in the video when I was holding, like spraying my curls to hold on the front part when I did my leave out section. But I like to use this on my edges as well. It gives me a nice hold. I am not completely relaxed. I'm like halfway relaxed, halfway natural. But even when I was, well, first of all, I know that sounds confusing. Basically, I wait like 4 to 6 months to get a relaxer. So I'm in between right now. I do need another one so I have new growth. So I'm not completely relaxed. So don't think that you have to be for your edges to stay with hairspray, because that's not true. I use hairspray even when I was fully relaxed, and I use them to do my wigs. So oddly enough, I like to do my edges like I'm doing a wig, and it works for me and they last. So that's what I'm doing here. And I just take my time and let it air dry. And it just gives me a more natural edge, and it doesn't cause buildup. I don't have to worry about my hair getting dirty and it not looking right in a few days because I can't wash my hair. So I will go and use edge control every once in a while, but not on an everyday basis, so my hair is not getting that buildup on that flip over. I do not do my flip overs where I slick the front down. I know that was very like controversial on TikTok. I don't do that for that reason, because it's giving too much buildup and I'm trying to make it last as long as I can. So I just do this, and if I'm going to slick down anything in the front, I just use hairspray. And that's it. So for this hair, I did decide to cut the ends and then shape it a little bit more. I wanted a little like shoulder length type bob, so I did cut it and shape the hair so it just fit my face a little bit better and had like layers to it. Totally optional. You could get shorter hair or whatever, but I just think it looks better like this. Like I said, I have had this hair before and it holds up pretty good for it to be synthetic hair. It lasted like a good month for me. For when I take care of it, like how I maintain it, I just braid it up at night, or just because it's short, just throw it up underneath of the bonnet. I had the longer length before. I had like the 30-inch length before, and I would just put it into braids and let it stay in the braids unless I was going somewhere. This is not like high manipulation hair. You do not want to be doing a bunch of stuff to it all the time. It will get frizzy. I will say, like, what makes it look a little bit more natural, especially now, like when I'm in the first installing it stage, you want to start to separate the curls. You can even go through it with a brush. I took my unbrush and brushed through them a little bit at the end, so it has a little bit of fuzz to it and it just doesn't look perfect. Real curls don't look perfect. So I think that's the best way to help you get that natural look, is to just go in and separate the curls, brush through it a little bit, let it get a little bit frizzy, that bed hair type look. And when you want to freshen it up, you can use oil sheen or like heat protectant spray, things like that. Make it look a little bit better. This is synthetic hair. You got to treat it as such. So those are all the things that I do to get and achieve my quick weaves using beauty supply store hair, affordable hair. You do not have to spend a bunch of money to look good. And you could fool somebody with, this is still good hair to me. Like, personally, I don't like to use really expensive hair for quick weaves unless I'm going to be reusing the hair over and over and over, because you're literally gluing tracks on your head. So if you're the type of person that you don't want to use your good bundles, then this is a good option, a good alternative. And definitely try this method out if you have not tried this method out already, and see how you like it for your quick weaves. If you're not already subscribed, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I'll drop a bunch of hair tutorials and gems and just things that you need to know about doing your own hair. I taught myself how to do my own hair. I did go to cosmetology school. Fun fact for anybody that is like a loyal watcher, but I did not graduate. I just started it and then I left like halfway through. The only thing I learned in cosmetology school was how to color hair and how to use chemicals. That's about it. After that, I did not finish. So yeah, that's just a little bit of a fun fact about me. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what other videos y'all want to see, and I can definitely make it happen. I've been in my natural hair girl era. I haven't been wearing wigs lately unless I've been throwing them on and leaving. That's about it. So